right? Judges. This is why the phrase always falsely accusing in a group home or in any permanent housing is a fake allegation and are always fake allegations. Permanent being in a permanent housing where you have no right to leave out is already proof that the phrase always falsely accusing is a false allegation. Always. Because people who want to get out can't, and they can't complain, they can't say none, they can't do none. So, yeah. And another thing, and another thing. Um, Here's the thing about the honeymoon phase. Like, it's all good, everybody like each other and all that stuff. But when it's over, people don't like you, people starting to hate on you, and then people start stealing things from you and misplacing your things. Okay? Setting you up into acting out, setting you up into setting you up into falsely accusing. And even if you could be a false accuser, like, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about falsely accusing. Even though you could falsely accuse once or twice, even though you could falsely accuse once or twice or three times, always, if you're always falsely accusing, then it's the staff and or your roommate setting you up into doing that. Always them. Most of the time. Like, they're the reason why you're falsely accusing. If you're doing it all the time. That's what's like in a group home. Like, if they're always misplacing your stuff, putting your things like here to there, just switching them around, make you feel crazy, even though your room is usually clean, even though even though you know where things are at, you how do I say this? How do I say this? Like, you don't even have to be completely neat with your things. You don't even have to be completely neat with how you clean, okay? You could literally be somebody who's just not the neatest, but somebody who's clean enough to be like, I know where everything's at. I can declutter my mind. I am set. I'm satisfied. I am calm. I'm not overwhelmed and all that stuff. And and then once somebody steals your stuff, you immediately know that. You immediately know that. So, like, well, not immediately know that, but when someone steals your stuff behind your back and you come back to your room, you will know that. Like, how do I say this? Like, if you, like, how do I say this? How do I say this? Um, how do I say this? Like, me, I'm, like, how do I say this about me? I clean. I clean. Sometimes I'm not the neatest, but I'm clean. I I can be neat. Like, I can be neat. It has nothing to do with mental disability, nothing to do with mental capability, mental incapability, or none of that. It's just me. It is just me. So I am just doing my chores little by little, one step at a time. I am not going to be killing myself over a little piece of chores. I am just taking care of myself and taking care of my chores. I'm doing little by little. So, I'm just taking it easy and doing what I need to do at the same time. So, cut me some slack, probate judge. Please. Um so when it comes to so when it comes to so when it comes to my room, so how do I say this? Here's the thing about falsely accusing. If there was here's the thing about falsely accusing. If there was like when the honeymoon phase is over, while it's possible to falsely accuse once or twice or three times, if you're always falsely accusing, your roommates and the staff are responsible for your false accusations. They're messing with your stuff. They're misplacing your things. They're the ones who are stealing your things. They're responsible for that. Because there is no way you're always falsely accusing and just you're always crazy all the time. No, they're making you crazy. And they're gaslighting you and making you question your reality and saying, you see, but remember what you did in the past? Remember that you falsely accused us in the past? I don't care about what I don't care about what I did in the past. I shouldn't it shouldn't be that should not mean that I can't change from the past and all that stuff. I tried. I tried to keep my cool. But the fact that I keep seeing my things moved around and you know my room is clean, I know my room is clean. My room is not messy. And my things are still getting misplaced. Like I know where my things are. And they are still getting misplaced. No, I am not crazy. You touching my things. So yeah. And here's the thing. Permanent housings, they what is required is that you do not have what is required is that how do I say this? How do I say this? Permanent housing, when you're in a permanent housing, it's like in a permanent housing, you people will really try to silence you over there. Like people who don't believe you and will always call you the false accuser in every paperwork, they do believe you. Okay? Regional center, regional center, let us NO, let us. No. Let us. No. Let us. No. Let us NO. Let us know the complaint thing where it's like you can complain to us, but we're not going to do anything about it. So you can let us know they believe you, but they're not. But how do I say this? But they don't believe you because you're in permanent housing and they just want to shut you up. keep complaining, guys, because there are testimonies of people who got out of group homes, regardless of what the lease says, regardless of what these permanent housings are. There are people who literally got the help they need and got into their Section 8 apartments, and they have the independence that they deserve, whether they have a family or not. There are people who got the freedom that they deserve. They got the freedom that they deserve. So, yeah, God bless.